Hello, everyone. As you may know, the Times Higher Education Employability Ranking has been announced, and NUS has secured ninth ranking all over the world, which is a great achievement. And I thought, let's make a video about the Times Higher Education Employability Ranking. I'll tell you about the parameters, tell you about the universities, the standings, and also about the Indian institutes that have been mentioned in the rankings. So let's get started, but after the music. Welcome back, guys. Let's look at what this ranking is all about. So, this is the Global Employability Ranking 2021 released by Times Higher Education Group. So, this includes 250 top universities in the world ranked based on their employability. So, this ranking has been going on for last 10 to 11 years, and they create this ranking after talking to more than 10,000 international recruiters and managers from 23 countries. So they have different parameters, and for the first time this year, soft skills and subject specialization has got precedence over the academic excellence. Also, they have different highlights over here. First of all, we should see that Indian universities has shown clear rise. Chinese universities are also doing great. And obviously US, UK, France, these are the usual suspects. These countries have great universities that take most of the top positions. So now let's look at the overall ranking first of all. So when we look at the overall ranking, so this is the overall ranking for the top 10 universities. The first position is secured by MIT, then Caltech, Harvard, Cambridge, Stanford, University of Tokyo. Okay, this is something unique because I do not hear the name of University of Tokyo in most of the rankings, and here it has secured 6th position all over the world in terms of employability. That means they must be doing something great, or at least the people who created this ranking, a lot of employers maybe from Japan, and that's why they gave good numbers to this university, or maybe there's some turnaround. So after that, again, usual suspect, Yale, Oxford, then NUS. Okay, this is my university, so I feel especially proud about it. But again, as I have already told you, I do not believe in rankings too much. But yeah, these things are funny and good to discuss, but I do not take them very seriously. So NUS has secured ninth position, Princeton University, and so on and so forth. They have the list of 250 universities that I'll show you later on. Now let us see what are their parameters of selecting all these universities. Okay, there is some highlight about Indian universities. I'll come back to them. But just to tell you, IIT Delhi has secured the top position in India, and there are total 7 Indian universities in top 250. Although I believe that there should be more. So before going to employability, let's first look at the country rankings. So there are a lot of managers and recruiters who took participation in this ranking, and they voted for their favorite countries from where they find the best employees. And of course, USA, France, and UK have secured top 3 positions. Also, Germany, China, Canada, Japan, Australia, Switzerland, Netherlands. So okay, China is doing great now, and they are in top 5, which is great. I believe that the whole world is dominated by Indian graduates, and India should also find a position in this ranking. But anyways, this is what it is. So let's not comment anything on that may become controversial. So going forward, let us see what are their parameters of making this ranking. So there are 6 parameters, and managers first of all tell what is their precedence. That means for example, till last year, academic excellence was their number 1 priority, but now academic excellence is number 5. That means this has the lowest ranking, and now they are most focused on the soft skills and the digital literacy. Then specializations focus on work, digital performance, academic excellence, and this is something I do not know much about it, but it feels like how many international candidates are there, or how many international employers are hiring from that country. That is the parameter for this internationalism calculation. So let's ignore it for now. But yeah, this is the order of precedence from 1 to 6 for the employers and the recruiters out there who are recruiting for their companies. So this is all about the Times Higher Education ranking. You should go to their website and check more. Now I will talk about how our Indian universities are doing in this ranking. So this is the News 18 article. IIT Delhi is the most employable university in India, and I think these people are very happy about it. Okay, that's a file picture. So first of all, I believe that our Indian universities are much better than what they show in all these world rankings. So do not take them very seriously, but let's see what is the ranking. So this is the world ranking and this is the Indian universities ranking. IIT Delhi at 27, 61 IISc, IIT Bombay in 97, 162 IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur in 170, then 225 they have MIT University, 249 they have Bangalore University. Now you're getting my point, guys. Why I do not trust these rankings too much, because see, IIM Ahmedabad is there and there's no IIM Bangalore. IIT Delhi and Bombay is there, there's no IIT Kanpur. So these institutes are very much comparable. So if they are if some are finding mentions and some are not finding mentions, it's perfectly fine. But all of a sudden when you see the name of MIT University and the Bangalore University, you scratch your head because this seems not fair, to be honest, that MIT University and Bangalore University are head of, let's say, IIM Bangalore, which is sometimes considered even better than IIM Ahmedabad. So that's why this is the thing that is good to know, but not to be taken seriously. Lastly, guys, there are only few rankings in the world that are trusted, quote unquote trusted, but please make your university selection based on your parameters, in which country you want to go, in which what is your field of specialization. For example, NUS is the best university in Singapore, but let's say if you want to do material science, and you know what, in all over the world, the number one university for material science is NTU, Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. So if you want to do something great in the material science, go to that university, apply for there. Similarly, it all depends on your choices. Rankings are just indicators, and this gives me some material for making videos, but always follow your gut feeling, make informed decision, and in the end all universities are good until and unless they are not completely unknown. That's it from my side for today. I hope you liked the video. If you really liked it, then please give it a thumbs up, comment that what other content you want from me, and until next time, peace.